When you said that last time, I was kind of tripping, right? But now, you're right. I am crazy. But you know what else? I don't give a fuck.
Alright, do another video real quick. It's Sam Sim. You know what I'm talking about? Give y'all my review on this Tupac movie, All Eyez On Me. Hell, mirror! Man, that motherfucking movie, man, was fucking disappointing as hell. Shit. I don't know, man. Shit, wow, they had this nigga performing Hail Mary at the House of Blues the same night he did Hit 'Em Up. You know, the night when he had on the white jeans and shit, you know what I'm saying? You know, the same fucking outfit that he had on the Hit 'Em Up video with the Timberland boots. You know, the same shit they used as the Tupac hologram. And this nigga performing Hail Mary. Man. Yeah, bro. I wasn't gonna pay to see that shit. But, you know, I had a female friend. She was like, I want you to come see the movie with me. And, like, I'm not paying to go and see that shit. I'll pay for you to go. I'm like, for real? You really want me to go and see that shit with you? I'm like, man, I was gonna wait till I got a copy on bootleg or just catch it on Fire Stick and shit, man. I wasn't gonna support it. But, yeah, nigga went on and caught it, man. All right. Yo, what up, bro? Sam Sim, you know what I'm saying? Got my partner on the line real quick. You know, discussing this Tupac film. You dig? You there? Hold up, I can't hear you.
I'm here. I'm cooling, man. It's kind of disappointing how this movie came out, and I've been anticipating it for how long, you know?
I mean, these motherfuckers been working on this movie since, shit, for like what? I mean, a couple years, man. I mean, last year, I want to say last year in the summertime, that's when I started getting all the pictures. That's how I knew that, you know, your girl, Danny Guerrero from The Walking Dead, the one who plays Michonne, that's how I knew she was going to play a Feeny. Like, I saw pictures, like I saw, you know, the pictures with Pac in the motherfucking bathtub and shit. They did that for the I Get Around video. You know what I'm saying? Like when they did I Get Around, they had him in the bathtub and shit. You know?
Yeah, with all the fucking chains on it.
What?
I said with all the chains on him and shit.
Yeah. But this the thing I'm gonna say about the movie, bro. You know, it's like this. All right, they could have did the movie in. All right, the movie was done like it was two parts to the movie, right? It starts off with Pac in prison. He's already in prison and shit, and he's telling the backstory to you know, Hill Harper, like the nigga, you know, is like, I'm gonna tell my life and all that. So the nigga came to the prison, and you know, he kind of like telling his life story and shit, from when he was born. You know, the whole situation with his mom being on crack, the Black Panther stuff, all of that, right? And then it like it goes, the story stops, right? You know what I'm saying? It goes back to him being in prison and shit. He gets out, and then they have the death row shit. So he's not even, like, after he gets out of prison, he's not telling his story anymore. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, man, this is some bullshit. You know, it's like, they could have fucking just focused on one part of Pac's life. You know, if they didn't have to take and, you know, like, try to throw everything in there. You know, it's like they did one scene, and then before they could even, like, get to the full meaning of the scene of why he went through this, why he did this, they hurry up and cut to another scene. You know? All that shit they say about, you know, like for the credits and for the promotion, they say, the untold story of Tupac. Nothing was untold about that shit at all. Everything on that
Right.
movie was some shit that niggas should already know if you a real Tupac fan. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, you don't really find too many niggas like you know, a Tupac diehard, like a Tupac expert, like how you and I are. I mean, we know shit that, you know, like when we have conversations, niggas get surprised about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
About like how him losing a finger and shit. You know what I'm saying? About some of the books that this man read and shit. Like when he got killed out in Vegas, when they, you know, took all of his stuff, his tennis shoes and his books, when they took all of that shit and brought it back to Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? By his mom.
Yeah.
You like, niggas don't know about a lot of that shit, but the things that they talked about in the movie that niggas are like, I didn't know anything about. They talk about like how he was starting up Death Row East, and you know, remember the interview where he's wearing the fucking white T-shirt and he got Death Row East on that shit, and he talking about like, man, you know, we want to fuck with the East, we want to work with the East, but if you fucking around with Biggie and Nas and like, you know, we ain't fucking with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like all of that. Was in the movie, and people like, I didn't know that. I didn't know that interview. I didn't know he did that. I mean, where the fuck have you been? Huh?
Right before he died, this happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was, matter of fact, might have been one of his last interviews with him with the Death Row East shirt on, and he was in New York.
Right. Right.
You know, and a lot of people, I don't know, you know, I know for a fact most people don't know who Miss Leela was.
Yeah, Leela Steinberg.
Yeah, you know, Pac lived with her, and you know, she helped raise him or whatnot, and I mean, I guess you would have to watch a lot of the documentaries to know this type of shit. But she also took the autopsy photo of him.
No, that was Kathy Scott who did that.
No, go read on it. It said that Leela took the pictures. The autopsy photo with him, like from the head, the shot with him from the head down, where you can see the incisions on his chest, the Y incision. They said,
man, that's that bitch Kathy Scott. Look, I'm getting tired of people, you know, exploiting my nigga like this, man. Trying to fucking get money and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that
right.
that Leela Steinberg was cool. You know, like matter of fact, the girl from Walking Dead who plays Maggie, she played Leela Steinberg. You know, but you know, it was choppy even with her shit. You know, a lot of it, bro. Like if you watch movies like the Miles Davis. What?
I mean, it's like Hallmark did the movie.
Yeah, it was definitely like some VH1 shit. You know,
yeah.
But they didn't have to be like you know, like they didn't have to show the whole fucking shit, like, you know, him in the car, you know, with Suge and all of that. All they had to do, if they wanted to really tell a Pac story, they could have focused more on the time from when he was born all the way until he got out of prison, and he ended up signing a deal with Death Row, and, you know, got out of the you know, he got out of the prison, and he was about to, you know, get off the plane and go with Death Row. That's all they had to do. You know what I'm saying? Then they could have had some subtitles at the bottom. It could have been like, you know, Tupac, you know, recorded his album All Eyez On Me, you know, came out January 1996, released such and such a copies, and he died, you know, in September 13, 1996. You know what I'm saying? That's all they had to do. They could have focused more on, you know, like the real man of Pac, because once he signed to Death Row, shit just went downhill, man. You know, and that's not really.
His mama told him that.
Yeah, that's not really the type of Tupac. That
he was telling them that, you know, they was gonna give him all the shit he needed to destroy himself.
Yeah.
They knew he was too powerful. He was too much of a person of influence, and by, you know, reaching the stardom that he did, it really set a wave of. I mean, this dude was an activist. You know what I'm saying? And that's the last thing the people in power needed was some nigga standing up talking about, you know, he wrong and he doing you know, and his, you know, all the shit he learned from Afeni. You know, I mean, that kind of go against the whole agenda, everything. And I promise you, if he was still here, that shit wouldn't be the way it is. And it just was strangely enough how Afeni dies and then they released this movie. You know, I mean, there's a whole bunch of conspiracy behind that.
Well,
she had to say something as far as all that, you know.
That's why I didn't want to spend no motherfucking money on this movie. Because, like Afeni had specific orders for the movie, right? And, them niggas was getting at her trying to fucking do the movie about Tupac. And, she had some questions about it, but since they were the first ones, she, went on and said, okay, I'll work with you guys to do the movie about my son. But then they had some other people who asked as well, but they had better ideas. They had more meat that they wanted to add versus this bullshit. And she was gonna go ahead and fuck with these other guys. And that's when LT Hutton, which I really liked as a producer, but I don't even fuck with that nigga like that no more. But he went on and sued them. He sued Afeni, and then he made the whole family sign a fucking gag order. So that they wouldn't say anything about it. That's why you don't hear Tupac's little sister, that's why you don't hear her say anything about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, no family members have gotten up and said anything during the process of the movie. You never heard anybody approve or deny anything, because if they said anything, they were facing a lawsuit.
What the fuck is a gag order? Like, how can somebody force you not to speak?
Right.
That's some bullshit. What happened to the constitutional rights?
Yeah, bro. But I mean, as far as my reviews of the movie, I'm willing to bet that Snoop Dogg was the fucking person that was doing the voiceovers for his character. I promise, bro. Like, I know it has to be.
Like, they get my dog Snoop back. Fuck that boy, man.
Bro, I mean, they showed how Pac didn't fuck with Snoop on the movie. They showed how Pac wouldn't talk to that nigga on the plane, and when they got off the plane, like, they kept it 100 on there. But
man, this boy was straight the fuck up. That's some bitch nigga shit that he did. He was hating on Pac from the jump. When Pac joined that role and everybody was focused on him and doing what he was doing, them dudes was in their feelings, bro. They went up the bar as far as the songwriting. I mean, they was good rappers and made good songs. Don't get it wrong. That album Snoop dropped was the shit. No doubt about it. But I mean, you can't hate on somebody coming in and doing their thing. I mean, you wait your turn or you work harder to raise the boy yourself. If that ain't in you, you can't despise somebody who's able to do that. And that's what's wrong with the fucking industry. That's like we was talking about at these basketball tournaments with the kids. All the kids get a trophy now. Oh, so their feelings don't get hurt. That ain't what the world's about. It's about competing for each one and being number one.
That's a whole nother video right there, though. You know what I'm saying? That's like a whole nother video right there, man.
But it's the same principle, bro.
Yeah.
You're from the street, you would expect people from the street to understand that. One dude hustle harder than the other, got a better product, of course he's going to sell more. And it make you want to up your game. And some people are just not able to do that. You understand? Or they don't want to for whatever reason. And in the midst of that, not being able to rise to new heights, okay, they hate on the person who's doing their thing. And that shit is wrong.
Well, back to this motherfucking movie review. Like I said, they completed this movie a long time ago. They kept holding the movie, pushing it back. And the only reason why they did that shit, same thing with that fucking, the untold story of Tupac Shakur. They only did that shit because they knew this movie was whack. And, they want to put it out on this man's birthday. And then you get all of these fucking videos.
And just like you told me this shit in Atlanta with his cousin, His cousin was like an artist, a guy who was a backpacker and was a good person. They didn't have no charges or nothing. Like, they don't even mention nothing about shit Pac did there.
Now,
you know what I'm saying?
All they really did was talk about the shit that like we seen. Like, Tupac left enough footage out here for everybody to know. That's why he carried the camera around. That's why every time he turned around, like, there's always footage of this nigga, because he always knew that he wasn't going to live long. Like, he always had a feeling that he wasn't going to make it past 30. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And unfortunately, he died at the age of 25. But with this shit about, like, them putting out this movie on June 16th, and they talking about, oh, it's a tribute to Tupac. Man, fuck y'all. That wasn't no tribute to no Tupac, man. I don't agree. I don't.
Me either. I think it was some bullshit. It was just a quick dollar for the industry.
Yeah. I mean, the shit sold like 33 million, like, so far. Like,
they try to tarnish that man's legacy through this film because even the guy who played Pac didn't act like Pac. Then it kind of looked like him, but man, we all know Pac was a live wire.
Nah,
he was a motherfucking man, the eye of the top and shit. Bruh. That dude that played that role.
You saw that scene? You saw that scene when did you see that scene when that nigga was playing Bishop for Juice? You dig? Like Pac had got the part for Juice and he was playing Bishop and he's in the hallway and he's like, you know, when you said I was crazy last time, I was kind of tripping, right? But now, you right. I am crazy. But you know what else? I don't give a fuck. Like the way Pac said it on the movie, it was like, it was a lot of passion in it. But the way, you know, Demetrius Shipp Jr. played the part, it was like, damn, nigga, did you watch Juice? You know what I'm saying? Like, that was the best part of the movie, man. He and that nigga in the hallway, you know what I'm saying? When GQ closes the fucking locker, and then, you know, Bishop is right there, like, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, that shit, when I watched it, man, I had chills, bro, when I was 12 years old watching this shit. And I mean, I'll talk about the whole Tupac fans and shit thing as well, because, like, when I first saw Juice, I was 12 years old. And when I was watching that shit, I had already knew who Tupac was. The girls who I was watching the movie with at that time, they was just watching the fucking movie. They just thought they was watching a hood movie. They didn't know that this nigga was a rapper. I'm telling them, like, man, that's Pac right there. His name Tupac. You know, he got that Tupac-less Now album, you know what I'm saying, that's booming and shit. He a rapper and shit, you know what I'm saying? I remember telling them this shit. They didn't know. Just like a lot of motherfuckers wasn't Tupac fans until he got shot the first time. You know what I'm saying? Like I always tell you that story about how when I was going to Ellender and you know, like this guy, you know, this is around the time where Pac was going through the rape charges. He had got shot and all of that. He was always on the news in the morning. So this dude was like, yo, man, I got the new Tupac album. And I'm like, yo, yeah, let me see. And he gives me Strictly for My Niggas. And then I'm looking at this shit. I'm like, man, this ain't the new album. The new album, that nigga sitting in the, you know, like leaning against a ladder and shit with his hand on his chin, talking about the fucking the Me Against the World album. You know, and then like you know, they focus on the Death Row Pac on the movie, but they would have done better just focusing on more of him as an artist and shit, you know what I'm saying? Like the development of him becoming an artist, you know, like they made it seem like he went to fucking California to pursue a rap career and shit like that. I mean, it was not like that. They made it seem like everything was gonna be all good for him going to California. Nigga, this nigga went out there and had to go to fucking Marion, man. This nigga was still in the projects going out there. He had to leave, you know, because they didn't have no place to stay when he stayed in Baltimore. That's what that shit was all about. So I just didn't like that, man. Like, they promoted the shit, you know, in a way where all of the followers, all of the trolls are going to see it. You know, all of the so-called Tupac fans, they want to see it because, you know, they want to feel a part of the fucking bandwagon. But a real nigga like me, man, I'm like, man, I don't care. I don't care. Care less about it. You know? Yeah, bro, I'm not gonna use no hard-earned dollars to go and see this shit. I'm not even gonna use no hard-earned dollars to go and get the DVD. I mean, I gotta put it in my collection, cause that's my dog. I gotta put it in my collection. But am I gonna, you know, spend my hard-earned money to do it? Fuck no. Nah, that's gonna be the money I use to buy the DVD. Is gonna be some shit, you know, like some extra money and shit that I make, and you know, I'm like, man, I got extra dollars to spend. Let me go ahead and buy this bullshit. But it ain't gonna be like, oh shit, I gotta get this, I gotta get this. No way. You know what I'm saying? I heard some reviews about Jada Pinkett and what she said. I think you was telling me that Jada Pinkett, what did she say? She said some shit about her not knowing about the Jada poem until after the book came out, until after the Rose That Grew from the Concrete came out. You know what I'm saying? And on the movie, you know, he was like, man, like he was just about to leave to go to Cali. You know what I'm saying? He pulled out the poem. He's like, I got a poem I wrote for you and shit. You know what I'm saying? So he reading the poem to her, but you know, they like you can tell, bro. You can tell like nobody who really, you know, was close to Pac had any emphasis on this movie. You know what I'm saying? And that should wake up a lot of so-called Pac fans that, you know, like his closest people wasn't even putting in input. You know,
Yeah.
I mean the whole John Singleton thing. I mean I won't get into that because I mean I know Pac didn't fuck with John Singleton when he got out of prison. When he was in prison, John Singleton wasn't there to, you know, to bail this man out. You know what I'm saying? You know, even with like the movie High Learning, Ice Cube's part was supposed to be Tupac's, but like Tupac when he got out, he was done fucking around with John Singleton. He was done doing hood movies. He was doing movies with them white boys. He did Gang Related with John Belushi. He did Gridlock with Tim Roth, and then he did Bullet. You know what I'm saying? Like I mean, he was steadily working, like hard working, you know, writing this shit all the time. But I don't like how these niggas eating off this man, bro. I don't appreciate that shit. And then niggas gonna be like, oh, you hating on the movie, show Tupac some respect. Nigga, I show Tupac the utmost respect. Utmost. But the one thing about Pac, man, this nigga didn't like nobody like eating off of this nigga like that, bro. You know what I'm saying? You saw on Thug Immortal how he did them niggas bootlegging and shit out on the street. This is a movie I know he don't have a problem with a nigga bootlegging. You know what I'm saying? I know he don't have a problem with that shit. Especially if his family ain't eating. I ain't heard Set. You know what I'm saying? I haven't heard Nzinga say shit. I ain't heard Mopreem say shit. You dig? I ain't hear nobody show this movie support from the fam. And that's why I'm not fucking with it. I did a video about this shit. You know?
Yeah.
I did a video about this. So, but everybody want to ask me because they know that I'm a diehard Tupac fan. But I'm a Tupac fan for all the right reasons, not all the wrong reasons. I mean, I love the man. Like, my favorite album is Tupacalypse Now. You know? Like, I mean, I go on and on about Pac. I'm just trying to keep it strictly on this fucking movie, man. You dig?
Yeah.
Like when he dies, well, this is the thing too, bro. When he gets shot in the car with Suge, and they had a fucking Puerto Rican playing Suge, by the way, man. You know what I'm saying? But you know, when he got shot in the car, they made it seem like he died in the car. You know, then they started playing gospel music. You know, like when he got shot, while he's getting shot, and while like when Suge drove the car, like when Frank Alexander tries to get out the fucking car to go and see what's going on. You know, Suge drives off and shit. There's this fucking gospel song that's playing. Even when they pull him out of the car and shit and they lay him down, they playing like this gospel song, you know what I'm saying? Like he's going to heaven, like he's dying right there and shit, man. They would have done better. Like, if they wanted to fucking have the movie all the way until he died, they should have had the hospital scene on there where, you know, everybody who loved him could have had closure. You could have had Afeni Shakur in there standing over her son, you know, saying goodbye. You could have had Kadada in there saying goodbye, showing love and respect and shit like that. Because, I mean, even on the interviews, you see Afeni Shakur where, you know, she said, like, she let everybody who loved him have the opportunity to come in and speak to him because she felt that, you know, he can still hear everybody even in the coma. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit is important. They didn't even have a hospital scene, bro. They just said at the bottom, you know, Tupac Shakur died September 13, 1996. You know? I remember that night. You know, I remember that night vividly, bro. The whole week after, like after the first night when he got shot on that Saturday night, I heard about it like shortly after the fight, like late Sunday night, Sunday morning, and then going to school, like, you know, everybody was hopeful. Everybody was like, yeah, he gonna make it Tuesday. Everybody was like, man, don't worry about it, man, nigga gonna live, he gonna live. And then by Wednesday, it was like some 50-50 chance because MTV kept showing like these videos and shit, of them at the hospital asking the doctors what's going on. And the doctors were saying, we removed the right lung and all of that shit. Like, all of that could have been on there, you know what I'm saying? It could have faded in from that and then, faded into, like, what's going on in the hospital and shit. They didn't do none of that, man. You could have had Kadada, because, see, that's what they did with Jada Pinkett. And I can agree with her, like, for her to be upset about this shit, for her to say that it hurts, because they used Jada Pinkett as a fucking love interest, and up until Kadada Jones got into the scene. That's what they did, bro. It's like, well, we need a love interest for this, so let's use Jada. So they used Jada Pinkett, came up with some old fabricated ass shit, and then when he met Kadada, now all of a sudden now we got a love interest. But y'all could have had Kadada in the hospital, talking to him and shit. They had a lot of people that went to go see this man. I don't know. I go on and on about this movie, man. It was better than Notorious, but it's not as good as Straight Outta Compton, man. I mean, even the part like we all know, like he went to the fight, then he changed his clothes, and he had on the orange fucking silk shirt, the orange Versace silk shirt. You dig? And then he went to go and change, and then he put on that basketball jersey, and he got shot with the basketball jersey on. Like they show the transitions for that on there, because when he changed his clothes, he went to go upstairs in a hotel, and he was talking to Kadada real quick, and he was like, I'm gonna see you later, I'm gonna see you in about an hour and all of that, And then, he got in the car with Suge. That iconic picture that we always talk about, the one where like it shows him the last picture that he ever took and all of that, and it shows like the picture with Suge Knight looking straight and there's no key in the ignition. You know that picture?
Yeah.
Okay, so with that picture, it was like he was driving, on the street already. Like, Suge was driving and the nigga pulled up next to him and was like, yo, what's up, Pac, man? Let me get a picture. And, they snapped the picture and shit. And that's where that last photo came from. And I was like, well, damn, on the real picture, you right. There's no key in the ignition. So, then they show the girls talking to him and shit. Hey, what's up, Pac? We all going. We headed up. We going up Flamingo up 662. Cause I mean, if you go to Las Vegas and you go to the spot where Pac got shot, Flamingo is like straight up the street, straight up. Just you keep riding. It's probably like maybe a 10-minute drive up there, man. Something like that, But it was weird, man. They market this movie in a strategic way so that they can get more bucks.
Yeah.
More bucks, man. And I'm just glad, bro, that I ain't spend my money on that shit. Even though, this chick was like, I want you to go and see it. That shit, man. I ain't spending no money on that, bro. I'm not gonna support my nigga if his family's not getting no money.
Somebody at my show, man. Hold up.
All right. Let me see, man. What else I gotta say about this fucking movie, man? I liked how they did the Ambitions of a Rider, man. Like how he was like, who is that? Hey?
Hold up, man.
Oh, all right.
Hold up.
Go ahead, handle your business. You know what? I'm gonna just go ahead and end this video right here, man. If y'all want to see the movie, go ahead, check it out. Me personally, I give it like, I don't know, maybe a 2.5, 3 out of 5. But you guys be cool. Sam Sim, peace.